my overview from site. What? Go away. Hello. Hi. What was your question?
Why are middle schoolers trying to do that? Walk in a wall down the hallway.
I don't even know.
Makes no sense.
So annoying. Hi. Huh?
Oh,
I know,
yeah.
it's so cool.
If somebody gets in a fight, this thing is gonna be
Oh yeah.
really bad.
It's like literally steel.
That's cool.
That's so, I like that one. Really cool.
Whole wave of middle schoolers.
Troy,
That's what I was saying. They're walking in a wall. Dude. They're walking like,
I'm so upset with you. Because yesterday afternoon you came in my room and you took this and you moved it over there and I forgot it was there, so I didn't bring it home, and this keeps my coffee hot for like 4 hours. So I went to make coffee this morning. I was like, where is my coffee cup? And then I remembered you and your mischief making, and I had to get a different one, which is fine because this one belonged to Mr. Benvenuti and I love it. I got it for him for Christmas, so I took it back. But I also got him a big old crock pot and I took that back. Crock pot food is so good. And I was that one that I had just, no, I got him that the year before, because when I crashed my car, he drove me around for like 3 months until I got a new car. So I was like, I need to get him something nice for Christmas. Little did I know I would wind up having it myself, but
Did he ever use it?
you know, I don't think he ever did. He certainly didn't ever use it to make me anything. And he wanted it so much. He was like, all I have is this little tiny one. And it's not big enough to cook anything for everybody.
Boy, and that's gonna be the first thing they get.
Boy.
Like, it's too much of a handle.
Well, it's
Exactly.
hydration
And it's
month,
heavy.
so I guess this was a good
Got a nice
idea.
ring to it.
She's so small.
The girl grabbed it. It was the free function, the big metal one.
She looks like she's 8 years old.
She was like.
Oh my God, you're so close to me.
No.
Oh,
Social
man.
distance.
I think this was it. What's local? It might have been at what's the school? Can't remember the name.
School in North Charleston,
Yeah, the bad one.
the bad, well, Burke is downtown.
Burke is not bad.
Yeah,
It was
he
wrong
said
with you.
Burke. I don't know. High school?
Yeah.
Is Stall?
I think it was Stall.
Wait, what happened?
Yeah. It was a couple of years ago. Anyway, you know them big metal 3-hole
Stall.
punchers?
Okay.
Like the big ones? These two girls got in a fight and the girl grabbed the 3-hole puncher off of the teacher's desk. Boom, boom, put the girl in the coma.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Put him in the coma.
Yeah.
Like, dang.
Let's just say.
Can I get some water?
Oh, yeah.
This is
go
just
for
like
it.
schools being strong.
And we are
Yeah, go for it.
Under the chin.
I'm-
A few years ago.
Right
I'm
on the
just
noggin?
straight on down. I'm gonna hit you in your nose. I'm gonna just take this corner. To, ah, right there. Ooh, that's a close one.
Nikes. What are you doing and why?
You gotta rotate.
I got 1 minute. 1 minute to get myself together. Oh, what's this?
Well, like even if you miss the nose. Oh, that, I mean, you can just tap it.
Right.
Does not feel good. Just pray that whatever school gets sent these water bottles, they got. Because if a fight happens, if it's like multiple people.
Yeah, they should be in the nurse's office. The nurse's office.
Oh, the nurse?
Mhm.
Everybody got to be in
It took me one class period to figure this out. They figured it out, like 40 minutes. The cap's weird, because when you fill the bottle up too much, you push it down, it pushes the water out.
Oh,
Wow.
So you gotta be careful how much you fill it. You gotta drink it first before you put it
we are not gonna get to all this in my class later.
Try imagine working on the hall with that.
Man, I don't think this is.
Not only would you hit, but would you like make move out of the way?
Okay. I don't have to accomplish all of this today. That's lovely. Okay.
Oh God, my arms. So tired.
Your arms are
I
tired?
had to lift like a couple of speakers yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
My arms are still like tired.
I'll do it.
I have a tray of the keyboard.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff. There's all
You look cozy
There's all the stuff that came back from
from Battle of Bands. It just so much, it feels like we should not be at school today. Because yesterday felt like exactly like we used to do concerts on Thursday nights and then we just have to get through one day. Now this feels exhausting. I want to go home too, Troy. That's not an attack. I just said I wanted to go home. You know what, Troy, I am sorry. I made myself a reminder because you asked me to bring the old yearbooks today, but I didn't do it because I had another alarm go off to remind me to do something else at the exact same time, and I forgot.
I have, the only thing, I have the yearbook online.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I love, this year's yearbook is really good.
Oh, good.
It might have my favorite pictures.
Wonderful.
We see it. Can I buy it?
Y'all remember Caleb?
You want to see?
What's his last name?
I remember Caleb. I can't remember.
Oh, little short Caleb?
Oh, never mind. I'm
No.
talking about the one that was
You
in our
talking about the
grade.
white boy?
Who passed away? Wait, Sterling. I mean, not Sterling. Hey, what are you talking about?
What's his last name?
Caleb passed away. Caleb, I forgot his James. I think it was last name.
Oh my God. Wait. Are we talking about the kid? I don't know if y'all knew this, but Mr. B called him Eminem.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my God.
I
Yeah,
have no idea who y'all talking about anymore.
he died. What happened?
Suicide.
Oh my God. Well, it's not gonna do any good. Oh my gosh, that's so sad.
Wait, are we talking about the kid in our grade?
Yes.
Yes.
Caleb,
that kid.
the one who I always used to hang out with. No, the one that we used to play the game with.
Yeah, dang.
Yeah.
His
I mean,
gamer tag was
he-
like
he was
bloody
not
something. I
here
don't know.
for-
Yeah.
He wasn't even here for a whole
Wow.
year. Did he date somebody?
Yeah, he moved to
Apparently.
Who did he date?
He moved in with his girl. It was like a bunch of people. The thing is, he just got his own house like a couple months ago too, but and then yeah, he died last night.
Wow, that is
When did he die?
Last night.
I just asked about him like yesterday or a few days ago.
Last
How
night.
you find out?
How y'all find
My mother and his mother are cool. Oh, it's crazy.
No, that's not a picture of him, because he didn't take his name.
Man, that's really sad.
Was he here last year?
No.
He was here like
He was here for our ninth, 10th
yeah,
grade.
ninth grade year.
The And beginning of the 9th grade and 10th grade year.
a whole bunch of new people.
It was ninth grade, right?
Ninth or 10th. I think it was ninth, right? Back then?
I really can't remember.
Because we still had rules.
I remember because we had an argument.
It would have had to been ninth because I taught him.
I remember him and Brendan. It was end of 9th grade, beginning of 10th grade year. He came. Then he got a girlfriend and then moved in with her, and then
Huh?
Also, was a grown woman apparently.
Can I see a picture of instrument?
I don't have a picture of him. If I had I didn't bring the other yearbooks. I think he is in the old yearbook.
yeah, I think the 9th grade one.
I have You went to my house.
Why you love the silver boy? Boy, I love some silver. I hope it's Cassie silver.
That's crazy.
That-
Did
That's
someone
crazy.
like what happened?
Suicide.
I know that, but like
Why?
why?
I'm just emailing Mr. Nykerk to let him know that. That's really sad.
You're no disrespect.
What?
You know what percent.
You never know. Yeah, you never know what somebody's going through. That's really sad. Hayward, did you like still talk to him a good bit?
Every once in a while,
Yeah.
check up on each other.
How did you find out?
My mother.
Hmm. That was really sad. No, he would have been. I don't even think it was that. I think he was here in ninth grade because he didn't stay for the whole year.
There is a club at this school, but it's not.
It's probably something to do with family because since you guys own house.
Yes. Wait, Troy, you see the yearbook? Also, I have a question.
Yeah.
In the staff, why is Mr. Packer?
Was who?
Mr. Packer.
Technically, he is not an employee.
Is he really?
Yeah, he doesn't technically work here, and it is a weird thing.
Oh.
Who's
But
not an employee?
he's here all the time. Kevin Patton.
Oh,
I mean, he does get paid, yeah, but he's not an employee of Allegro, but he's kind of like our permanent sub. Like if anybody needs a sub, we call Kevin.
Because I was saying, it's like they put everyone, they even put the.
so he basically just comes and hang out at school, basically.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously he helps with music stuff, and I mean, I don't even know what all he does, but he's here so often. And right now, like middle schoolers are doing testing and stuff, so he's helping with that. It's nice to have him around. All right, we're gonna have to get started. I wanted to just email Mr. Nykerk and Kelly and Wash and let them know about that. That's really sad, and you really do never know what somebody's going through.
Nate, did you hear that new J. Cole album? I listened to it last period.
Actually, I saw Eli on the scholarship day, but I went to the scholarship day. I saw Eli.
It's gone.
When was that?
Eli Powell,
When?
and when it's was it the scholarship day?
Oh,
That's the only, and that's the only time I saw like updates.
oh, Eli's not here actually. Where is he? Yeah. Huh?
I literally forgot Michael.
Michael Carter?
Yeah.
Yeah, you never,
I can't possibly forget about Michael Carter. He's one of my favorite people.
the only time we're not seeing is.
Yeah, genuinely, I've seen him like twice this year before he was there at Battle of the Bands. And
It's him, Eli.
yeah.
That's Bryce.
Okay, Ian's here, Cory's here, Christian's here, Brendan, Hayward, Troy, no Eli,
I did this,
Nate.
this, and made everything great.
Wait, is anybody else's canvas down?
Canvas has been such
Like, when I tried to-
Yeah.
a coup this morning.
And I had to edit.
It like it's not working, but it's just being so slow.
Oh, well, you're lucky. Mine is completely out.
Mine's down, like
Yeah,
a
mine's
hour
down
out.
too.
I've done that since.
Oh, no class, free class.
No school. Friday is out.
Okay, let's get started reading. We
Wait, you don't got school on there, right?
Huh? Yeah, well, we have e-learning day. So you do have some stuff to do for me, but let's finish reading and then we'll talk about it. Because we might be able to get to some of it today. Maybe not, but we'll see. I meant to get started earlier than that, but you know, things happen. I always chat too much with you guys. How dare you be so entertaining?
Because we're your favorite class.
Are you my favorite class? I don't know. I will say though, I'm really glad that you're the first class I see in the morning because y'all make me laugh a lot and I like to start out my day that way.
Would you say that this is your favorite subject to teach?
English 4?
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, I like, well, English is the only thing I teach, but I teach English 3, English 4, AP, and English 101 and 102. And English 3 or English 4 is my favorite. It's just fun. I don't know. I really like American literature. I wish I could have taught y'all English 3, honestly, but oh well. Okay, so Cecily, which is me, and Gwendolyn, which is Cory, are most of this scene. And if y'all remember yesterday where we left off, Cecily is kind of crazy. She like has never met Algernon / Ernest before, but it's like, we've been engaged and you wrote me all these letters and here's my ring. So she thinks she's engaged to Ernest. Gwendolyn thinks that she's engaged to Ernest, but she thinks she's engaged to the Jack Ernest, and Cecily thinks she's engaged to the Algernon Ernest. It's so much. I know you need like a map to keep track of everybody. So they're about to meet for the first time, and two people who both think they're engaged to someone named Ernest Worthing. Hijinks might ensue. All right. And Gwendolyn has just come in. Pray let me introduce myself to you. My name is Cecily Cardew.
Cecily Cardew, what a very sweet name. Something tells me that you're going to be great friends. I like you already more than I can say. My first apprentices of people.
I love that.
You're never wrong.
How nice of you to like me so much after we've known each other such a comparatively short time. Pray sit down.
I may call you Cecily, may I not?
With pleasure.
And you always will call me Gwendolyn, won't you?
If you wish.
Then that is all quite settled, is it not?
I hope so.
Why she keep asking so many questions?
I know. Like this, I bet this moves really fast when you're doing it in the play. Like, I mean, women do. I actually just found out the statistic that women on average speak 20,000 words a day, and men speak, I'm trying to do math, 7,000.
Oh, I was thinking half, but that's a little-
Even less. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna be-
So I feel like these girls who are meeting each other like, oh my God. We can keep going now.
Perhaps this might be a favorable opportunity for my mentioning who I am. My father is Lord Barkernell. You have heard of Papa, I suppose.
I don't think so.
Outside the family circle, Papa, I am glad to say it is entirely unknown. I think that is quite as it should be. The home seems to me to be quite proper sphere for the man. And certainly once a man begins to neglect his domestic duties and he becomes painfully, what did I say?
Effeminate,
Effeminate.
like a woman.
Does he not? And I don't like that. It makes men so very attractive. Cecily, Mama, whose views on education are remarkably strict, has brought me up to be extremely short-sighted. It is a part of her system. So do you mind my looking at you though my glasses?
Just wanted to point out that's a very like old-fashioned way of thinking. Like if he basically, Gwendolyn is like, if a man starts neglecting his family, it makes him like effeminate, like a woman, like he's not a man anymore if he's neglecting his family. And I mean, we know that Victorian era folks are like very concerned about the family unit and like being domestic, and maybe have some ideas that are a bit old-fashioned at this point. Oh, not at all, Gwendolyn. I'm very fond of being looked at.
My bad, I'm here. Where are you here on a short visit, I suppose?
Oh no, I live here.
Really, your mother, no doubt, or some female relative of advanced years resides here also.
Oh no, I have no mother, nor in fact any relations.
Indeed.
My dear guardian, with the assistance of Miss Prism, has the arduous task of looking after me.
Your guardian?
Yes, I'm Mr. Worthing's ward.
Oh, it is strange that he never mentioned to me that he had a ward. How secretive of him. He grows more interesting hourly. I'm not sure, however, that the news inspires me with feelings of unmixed delight. I am very fond of you, Cecily. I have liked you ever since I met you. You just met her like 5 seconds ago.
5 seconds ago.
But I am bound to state that now that I know that you are Mr. Worthing's ward, I cannot help express a wish you were, well, just a little older than you seem to be. And I'm not quite so very alluring in appearance. In fact, if I may speak candidly.
Pray do. I think that whenever one has anything unpleasant to say, one should always be quite candid.
Well, to speak with perfect candor, Cecily, I wish that you were fully 42. What does that even mean?
She's like, if you are someone who lives with the person I'm engaged to, I wish you were older and like a little uglier than you actually are. Just like feeling a little threatened.
Wow.
I know.
I wish that you were fully 42 and more than usually plain for your age. Ernest has a strong, upright nature. He is the very soul of truth and honor. Disloyalty would be as impossible to him as deception. But even men of the noblest possible moral character are extremely susceptible to the influence of physical charms of the others. Modern, no less than ancient history, supplies us with many most painful examples of what I refer to. If were not so, indeed, history would be quite unreadable.
I beg your pardon, Gwendolyn. Did you say Ernest?
Yes.
Oh, but it is not Mr. Ernest Worthing who's my guardian. It's his brother, his elder brother.
Ernest never mentioned to me he had a brother. Everything coming out now.
Everything's coming out. This scene is actually like so funny. This is probably my favorite scene. I'm sorry to say they've not been on good terms for a long time.
That accounts for it. And now that I think of it, I have never heard of any man mention his brother. The subject seems distasteful to most men. Cecily, you have lifted a load off my mind. I was growing almost anxious. It would have been terrible if any cloud have come across a friendship like ours. Would it not? Of course. You are quite sure that it is not Mr. Worthing, well, not Mr. Ernest Worthing, who is your guardian.
Quite sure. In fact, I'm going to be his.
I beg your pardon?
Dearest Gwendolyn, there's no reason why I should make a secret of it to you. Our little county newspaper is sure to chronicle the fact next week. Mr. Ernest Worthing and I are engaged to be married.
I'm
His
sorry.
brother's name Ernest.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That would come. All right, my daughter Cecily. Think there must been some slight error. Mr. Ernest Worthing is engaged to me. The announcement will appear in the Morning Post on Saturday at the latest.
I am afraid you must be under some misconception. Ernest proposed to me exactly 10 minutes ago.
Oh no, she didn't. It is certainly very curious, for he asked me to be his wife yesterday afternoon at 5:30. If you would care to verify the incident, pray do so. I never try without my diary. One should always have something sensational to read in the train. I am so sorry, dear Cecily, if it is any disappointment to you, but I am afraid I have the prior claim.
It would distress me more than I can tell you, dear Gwendolyn, if it caused you any mental or physical anguish. But I feel bound to point out that since Ernest proposed to you, he's clearly changed his mind.
If the poor fellow has been entrapped into any foolish promise, I shall consider it duty to rescue him at once, and with a firm hand.
Whatever unfortunate entanglement my dear boy may have gotten into, I will never reproach him with it after we are married.
Do you allude to me, Miss Cardew, as an entanglement? You are on occasion of this kind, it becomes more than a moral duty to speak one mind. It becomes a pleasure.
Do you suggest, Miss Fairfax, that I entrapped Ernest into an engagement? How dare you? This is no time for wearing the shallow mask of manners. When I see a spade, I call it a spade.
I am glad to say that I have never seen a spade. It is obvious that our social spheres have been widely different.
All right. So Merriman comes in. He's got a thing. Yeah, Nate's going to read it and interrupts me because I'm about to go off on her. Nate, Merriman.
Bo, wake up.
Nathaniel Ravenel.
I'm trying to
Junior.
Kerrigan,
There we go.
shall I lay here as usual?
Yes, as usual. I'm glaring
Are
at
there
you.
many interesting walks in the vicinity, Miss Cardew?
Oh yes, a great many. From the top of one of the hills quite close, one can see 5 counties.
5 counties? I don't think I should like that. I hate crowds.
I suppose that's why you live in town.
Oh, you're just getting spicy.
It is.
Quite a well-kept garden this is, Miss Cardew.
So glad you like it, Miss Fairfax.
I had no idea there were any flowers in the country.
Oh, flowers are common here, Miss Fairfax, as people are in London.
Personally, I cannot understand how anybody manages to exist in this country. If anybody who, if anybody who is, anybody does, what?
What?
If anybody who is, anybody does. What is that sentence?
Like if anybody who's anybody. So like if there is anybody important who lives here, I don't know how they manage to.
If anybody who is, anybody does, the country always bores me to death.
This is what the newspapers call agricultural depression, is it not? I believe the aristocracy are suffering very much from it just at present. It's almost an epidemic amongst them, I've been told. May I offer you some tea, Miss Fairfax?
Thank you. Desistible girl, but I require tea.
Sugar?
No, thank you. Sugar is not fashionable anymore.
She drops 4 lumps of sugar in her tea. Cake or bread and butter?
Bread and butter, please. Cake is rarely seen at the best houses nowadays.
Cuts a very large piece of cake and gives it to her. Hand that to Miss Fairfax. Politely. Oh, yes. Hand that to Miss Fairfax. So now she's realizing that like everything she said she wanted, she got the opposite. Petty.
Is this me?
This is you, yes.
You have filled my tea with lumps of sugar, and I thought I asked most distinctively for bread and butter. You have given me cake. I am known for the gentleness of my disposition and the extraordinary sweetness of my nature. But I warn you, Miss Cardew, you may go too far.
To save my poor, innocent, trusting boy from the machinations of any other girl, there are no lengths to which I would not go.
From the moment I saw you, I distrusted you. I felt like you were false and deceitful. I am never deceived in such manners. My first impressions of people are, okay, she's retarded. Hey, yo.
She is a little bit though, because like, remember just a minute ago, she was like, I've liked you ever since I met you 5 seconds ago. And now she's like, I never trusted you. It seems to me, Miss Fairfax, that I'm trespassing on your valuable time. No doubt you have many other calls of a similar character to make in the neighborhood. So go away.
Enter Jack.
Ernest, my own Ernest.
What, Troy?
Gwendolyn, darling.
A moment. May if I ask you, are you engaged to be married to this young lady?
To dear little Cecily, of course not. What could you have put such an idea into your pretty little head?
Thank you. You may.
I knew there must be some misunderstanding, Miss Fairfax. The gentleman whose arm is at present around your waist is my dear guardian, Mr. John Worthing.
I beg your pardon?
This is Uncle Jack.
Jack? Oh.
Oh, boy.
Here is Ernest.
It gets better.
It gets better.
Oh, I don't know.
A moment, Ernest. May I ask you, are you engaged to be married to this young lady?
What young lady? Good heavens, Gwendolyn.
Yes, to good heavens, Gwendolyn. I mean, to Gwendolyn.
Of course not. What could have put such an idea in your pretty little head?
Thank you. You may.
I feel that there is some slight error. Miss Cardew, the gentleman who is now embracing you is my cousin. Oh! Oh!
What?
This is not real. For real.
Algernon Moncrief? Ah. And then the girls just immediately flock back together. Are you called Algernon?
I cannot deny it.
Oh,
Is your name really John?
I could deny it if I liked. I could deny anything if I liked. My name certainly is John. It has been John for years.
a gross deception has been practiced on both of us.
My poor wounded. Oh, here you go again.
I know, they're so fake. My sweet wronged Gwendolyn.
So bad.
You will call me sister, will you not?
There's just one question I would like to be allowed to ask my guardian.
An admirable idea. Mr. Worthing, there is just one question I would like to be permitted to put to you. Where is your brother Ernest? We are both engaged to be married to your brother Ernest, so it is a matter of some importance to us to know where your brother Ernest is at present.
Gwendolyn, Cecily, it is very painful for me to be forced to speak the truth. It is the first time in my life that I have ever been reduced to such a painful position, and I am really quite inexperienced in doing anything of the kind. However, I will tell you quite frankly that I have no brother Ernest. I have no brother at all. I never had a brother in my life, and I certainly have not the smallest intention of ever having one in the future.
Troy, you're being so weird. He's reading it along with you out loud. No brother at all?
None.
Have you never a brother of any kind?
Pleasantly, never.
Mine is.
You
Not
really said
even
pleasantly.
of any kind. Period.
Period.
I am afraid it is quite clear, Cecily, that neither of us is engaged to be married to anyone.
It's not a very pleasant position for a young girl suddenly to find herself in, is it?
Let us go into the house. They will hardly venture to come after us.
No, men are so cowardly, aren't they?
They think they're just not gonna call them.
They
They don't immediately anyway, but yeah,
This
they're like, they're not
ghastly
gonna come
state
after
of
us.
things is what you call bun burying, comma, I suppose, question mark.
Yes, and a perfectly wonderful Bunbury it is. Most wonderful Bunbury I've ever seen in my life. I've ever had it.
Oh, comma. You've no right to whatsoever be bun-burying here. Period.
Is it a noun now?
I think it's a noun and a verb.
Oh,
That is
that's a
absurd.
thing?
One has a right to Bunbury anywhere one chooses. So that was a noun. Every serious Bunburyist knows that.
Serious bun-buryers? Exclamation mark. Good heavens! Exclamation mark.
Well, one must be serious about something if one wants to have any amusement in life. I happen to be serious about Bunbury. What on earth are you serious about? I haven't got the remotest idea. But everything I should fancy. You have such an absolutely trivial nature.
Well,
Comma. The only small satisfaction I have in the whole of this wretched business is that your friend Bunbury
Quite exploded.
is
Yeah, they
quite
said when they talked
exploded.
about how he died, he said he exploded.
He is quite
You won't be able to run down to the country quite so often as you used to, dear Algie. And a very good thing too. Period.
Your brother is a little off color, isn't he, dear Jack?
off color.
You won't be able to disappear to London
What
quite
is
so
that?
frequently as your wicked custom was. Not a bad thing either.
What's that?
So funny.
What are you doing?
What?
I feel like you're gonna hurt somebody with that.
He is.
I'm gonna finish with
As for your conduct towards Miss Cardew, I must say that you're taking in a sweet, simple, innocent girl like that is quite inexcusable, to say nothing of the fact that she is my ward.
I can see no possible defense at all for your deceiving a brilliant, clever, thoroughly experienced young lady like Miss Fairfax. To say nothing of the fact that she is my cousin.
I wanted to be engaged to Gwendolyn. That is all. I love her. Period.
I simply wanted to be engaged to Cecily. I adore her.
There's certainly no chance of you marrying Miss Cardew.
I don't think there is much likelihood, Jack, of you and Miss Fairfax being united.
Well, that is no business of yours.
If it was my business, I wouldn't talk about it.
Begins to eat muffins. That's one of my favorite like stage directions ever.
It is very vulgar to talk about one's business. Only people like stockbrokers do that, and then merely at dinner parties.
How can you sit there calmly eating muffins when we are in this horrible trouble? I can't make out. You seem to me to be perfectly heartless.
Oh, well, I can't eat muffins in an educated manner. The butter would probably get on my cups. I could always eat muffins quite calmly. It's the only way to eat them.
So weird.
So weird.
I say it's perfectly heartless you're eating muffins at all under the circumstances.
I'm not in trouble. It is the only thing that consoles me.
Relatable.
Indeed, when I'm in really big trouble, as anyone who knows me
Intimately.
well will tell you, I refuse everything except food and drink. At the present moment, I'm eating muffins because I am unhappy. Besides, I'm particularly fond of muffins.
Rising. Well, that is no reason why you should eat them at all. Eat them all in that greedy way. Takes muffins from Algernon.
I wish you would have tea cake instead. I don't like tea cake. Tea cake?
Tea cake. Yeah, it's like sort of like little cookies, almost like shortbread, sort of.
Good heavens! I suppose a man many eat his own muffins in his own garden.
You have just said it was perfectly heartless to eat muffins. What?
I said it was perfectly heartless of you under the circumstances. That is a very different thing.
It may be, but the muffins are the same.
Seizes the muffin dish from Jack.
Algie, I wish to goodness you would go.
You can't possibly ask me to go without having to get it. It's absurd. I never go without my dinner. No one ever does. Except vegetarians and people like that. Besides, I've just made arrangements with the chessboard to be Christianized and reported to sits under the name of Earnest. Didn't he just meet this person? Now he wants that dinner with him? Jack?
Now that he's gonna what?
Oh, I think Jack and then never have dinner.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jack and Algernon have known each other for a very long time. But Jack is kind of trying to throw Algernon out. He's like, I want you to leave. And he's like, I have to have my dinner first. And also, Dr. Chastable's coming here to christen me and change my name to Earnest at 5:45. So I'm not leaving.
My dear fellow, the sooner you give up that nonsense, the better. I made arrangements this morning with Dr. Chasuble to be christened myself at 5:30, and I naturally will take the name of Ernest. Gwendolyn would wish it. We can't both be christened Ernest. It's absurd. Besides, I have a perfect right to be christened if I like. There is no evidence at all that I ever have been christened by anybody. I should think it extremely probable I never was, and so does Dr. Chasuble. It is entirely different in your case. You have been christened already.
Yeah, if you guys will remember, Jack is an orphan, basically. He was found in a handbag as a baby at the train station. So he never was christened. He didn't know who his parents were or anything. And he was just kind of like, just left. So, yeah. Huh? I don't remember who he was found by. I can't remember. I mean, no, not specifically, which probably has something to do with why he was never christened. Imagine what? Raised by wolves. I don't think he would be so dapper if he were raised by wolves. Let's we're almost finished. That's you.
Yes, but I have not been Christian for years.
Yes.
Christian.
Yes, but you have been christened. That is the important thing.
Quite so. So I know my constitution and standards. If you are not quite sure about your ever having been christened, I must say I think it's rather dangerous you're venturing on it now. It may make you very unwell. You can hardly have forgotten that someone very closely connected with you was very nearly carried off this week in Paris by a severe chill.
His brother, his fake brother.
Yes, but you said yourself that a severe chill was not hereditary.
Hereditary.
It used to be, I know, but I dare say it is now. Science is always making wonderful improvements in things.
Picking up the muffin dish. Oh, that is nonsense. You are always talking nonsense.
That you are at the muffins again. I wish you wouldn't. There are only 2 left. I told you I was particularly fond of muffins.
But I hate tea cake.
Why on earth then do you allow tea cake to be served up for your guests? What ideas you have of hospitality?
Algernon, I've already told you to go. I don't want you here. Why don't you go?
I have quite finished my tea yet. I haven't quite finished my tea yet, and there's still one muffin left.
End of Act 2. I love that scene because it's so crazy and like so much passive aggressive fighting. Like first between the 2 women and then between the 2 men. So we're heading into Act 3 next week where something's going to have to resolve. Do you guys think that? Well, do you think either of them is going to get christened Earnest? Do you think they're going to change their names?
They should both do it.
No, they should both do it.
Maybe they won't, because now the girls know.
Now the girls
So now,
know.
since the whole thing's over, like,
Yeah.
what's the point if they know that you were never Earnest?
I guess if the girls really did love them, which I think is up for debate.
Yeah. If you only love someone for their name,
Yeah.
you don't really love them.
Yeah,
If
and
you have like a picture of their name, that'd be like, all right, I'm fine.
yeah. I can't imagine, like, it makes me think of like, if this was modern day, like, are you just gonna be on Tinder and like swipe left until you get to an Earnest and like, don't even look at him. His name is Earnest. It's all right. Like, that's an insane thing to do.
Good old-fashioned gold digger.
Good old fashioned gold digger. So, but if they really did love each other and the name was the one thing holding them back, which is like impossible anyway, but if they're willing to change their names and like, if this is the one thing that's causing you to not want to marry me, I'll change my name. Like, there's no guarantee that the women would forgive them and take them back. But I think at this point, they're kind of scrambling to figure it out. So the good thing is that at least Cecily and Gwendolyn, who are very fake and petty, are like kind of teaming up. And I mean, they both feel they've been lied to, which they have. So we'll see how that pans out. We do have a little bit of time left, which makes me very happy. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the two things that y'all are going to have to do by Tuesday. First of all, and Canvas is being a poopy today, unfortunately. A poopy. It's being a poopy. There's a second Victorian journal prompts with topics that are related to what we've been reading. So the first one is, there are many jabs taken at the institution of marriage in this play, particularly in these first two acts. Like I can think of several already. It's suggested that people who are married don't have any pleasure, are old-fashioned, and take things too seriously. Is that in any way true? Explain why or why not. Especially back then, maybe so. Especially, I mean, like people didn't always marry for love back then. Sometimes it was almost more of a business arrangement. And then the second question is, this critic, Harry Popkin, said that this play promotes living with style. Algernon and Jack both care about looking good, being witty, being seen at parties, having the finest food and drink, and avoiding any kind of laborious work. This kind of guy in Victorian times was called a dandy. So a dandy, yeah, they were dandies. They go about town and just like be fashionable, try to be seen at all the best parties, and you know, just keep up a good reputation. And so first you're going to explain, try to think about what some modern equivalents of the dandy might be. People who, it's not going to be a dandy, but like people who really care about looking good and like getting friend, yeah, their image, exactly. They're what? Big steppers.
Very high step.
And then, hang on one sec, Troy. Then explain, do you think this kind of lifestyle is admirable? Yes, Troy. Okay. Huh? Well, I mean, you've got 7-ish minutes left. Yeah, so you could potentially do that. The second thing is there is a new vocab list. In fact, I could go ahead and go over the words with you, and that would be okay. And then you have 10 sentences. So Monday, or like by the time you come in Tuesday, you should have both of those done. Actually, I feel like I'm taking back everything I'm saying. The Victorian journal prompts aren't actually due until Tuesday, but it's kind of like your assignment for Monday. And going through the sentences here, which we'll go over together on Tuesday. So I'll just go through these words with you. These are very fun words in my opinion, although I realized after I made the list that we've definitely already done one of these words this year, but it's all right. The first one is effrontery, which is shameless boldness or impertinence. Many students exhibit some effrontery. Number 2 is insuperable, which means impossible to overcome. Number 3 is mercenary, which means primarily concerned with making money at the expense of ethics, or like not caring what you do wrong at the expense of morality. Number 4, quail, not like a little bird. This is a verb that means to recoil in dread or terror, to shrink with fear. Like something scares you and you quail. Number 5 is capacious. You can kind of see that if you're looking at like root words and stuff, it's got the same root as capacity. So capacious means having a lot of space inside, or very roomy. Number 6, this is the one that we've done already this year for sure, vacillate. And I know that because the first vocab list I gave you guys was a list of words that I use a good bit that people tend to not know. So, and that was on one because I say vacillate a lot. And it means to alternate or waver between different opinions or actions, or to be indecisive, wishy-washy. Well, so it's the verb form. So it's like I vacillated between two decisions. Yeah. Debonair is number 7. It's an adjective that could be used to describe a dandy. Now that we know what a dandy is, confident, stylish, and charming. Number 8, you guys might remember when we came across this word already in the play, quixotic. and it means exceedingly idealistic, unrealistic, and impractical.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? Because based off the story of Don Quixote. Number 9 is the word chafe, which is a verb, and we're using it in this form, which means to feel irritation, discontent, or impatience. You might be familiar with the word chafe from like, yeah, probably so. Like clothes can chafe you. Like if your clothes are rubbing you the wrong way and irritating you, like wet clothes sometimes do, like wet or sweaty clothes, it can chafe you and like actually irritate your skin. So it like that's a really specific meaning, but in a more general way, it just means to feel irritation, discontent, or impatience. It really chafes me when people interrupt each other. And number 10 is supercilious, which is a very fun word. It means behaving or looking as though one thinks they are superior to others. If you look down your nose at everyone, you're very supercilious. Yeah.
Supercilious, I feel like some people describe a lot of other people at the school. Supercilious, I describe a lot of other people at the school.
Okay, so those are the 2 things you have to do, and I'm gonna email everybody, all of my students at the end of the day, just to remind them what they should be doing on Monday, and it's also it'll also be posted on the announcements in Canvas. But I went ahead and published next week's module so that you have access to both of these things. And in the vocabulary list, it should give you your own copy, but obviously it doesn't always work for everybody. So I also just linked it right there. And if you have to do it that way, you'll just need to make your own copy. What was the other thing I was going to say? I don't know what it was. Any questions, concerns, cross-examinations, or rebuttals?
What's the test do? The test?
What test?
How about you?
The vocabulary? It'll be next Friday, but we're gonna go over the sentences together on Tuesday.
4 more weeks.
Yeah, genuinely 4 more weeks. Like graduation was 5 weeks from this past Tuesday. So we're closing in. And just to give y'all kind of like a heads up of what's coming down the lane, you'll have this quiz next Friday. Next week, I'm also going to give you, I think on Tuesday, I'm going to give you the essay assignment, and you'll have about a week to do that. And then at the very end, I need a test grade for quarter 4. So I'm going to give you kind of a sort of like a cumulative thing, not cumulative. You'll get to pick what you talk about, and it's a test, but like you'll choose if you do it on importance of being earnest, Frankenstein, Hamlet, or whatever else, and it'll be open note as well. So yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe it. All right, so the reason I said that was just because every other grade, we will have kind of a lot of daily grades this quarter, but we'll only have 1 quiz, essay, and test. So I just want to make y'all aware of that, because you'll have to really work hard on those 3 assignments and try to do a good job. Is anyone failing my class? Not this class. I think I have someone failing in all of my other classes, but not this one. I'm very proud of the work y'all have done. And I mean, not to diminish that, but we have only had daily grades so far this quarter. So, hopefully you're turning in stuff. But all right, I will see y'all Tuesday, but I'll email you later.